It has been almost 1.5 years since the show ended, but its magic and comedy lives in our heart, and we miss it. So, to revive its love, let's look at some grueling facts about its cast members that will remind you of the wonderful people that made this show happen. Here are untold dark secrets about the Big Bang Theory cast. Number 10. Kaley Cuoco's accident. Even though Sheldon's character entertained humor, Penny was the life of the show. Back in 2015, Kaley Cuoco met with a dangerous accident when she went horse riding. She fell while riding, and then the horse jumped above her. This left her leg severely injured. Her leg was wrapped in metal rods, and there was no way she could make an appearance on the show in this state. Luckily, the writers made her stand behind the bar, which hid her leg. Number 9. Mayim Bialik's injured hand. Unfortunately, after Kaley Cuoco's accident, Mayim had her own. She was in a car accident and hurt her hand pretty bad. It was plastered with bandages after treatment. Mayim later told the press that because of that, she suffered impairments in her right hand. Her injury was never written in the show and was hidden very carefully. A week later, we saw her walking the Emmy red carpet glamorously, even though her hand must be hurting pretty bad. Number 8. Script writings never turned into shows. Kevin Sussman, Stewart, and John Ross Bowie, Barry Kripke, teamed up to work on some scripts that never ended up on the screens. At first, they wrote the Ever After part, but Fox, after expressing interest, did not pick up the show. Later, the duo worked on a project called The Second Coming of Rob, a divorcee who meets up with his old college mates and tries to live his years missed in marriage as a bachelor. This was also rejected. Number 7. A mismatch. It is well known now that Kaley Cuoco and Johnny Galecki dated each other, but Cuoco wasn't the only one. Remember Roseanne? Does Johnny look familiar? That's right, because he was on the show alongside Sarah Gilbert, Leslie Winkle. The two dated very briefly until Sarah realized she was a lesbian, and Johnny was very cool about it. They broke up amicably, and their reunion at the Big Bang Theory proved they're still good friends. Number 6. Sussman's water phobia. In Season 10, Episode 5, Howard and Bernadette go away for a little vacation, which leads Raj and Stewart to sneak in their house and use their hot tub. This was a real challenge for everyone, especially Sussman, Stewart, because of his aquaphobia. Sussman tried to argue against the script, but the crew assured him that it would be okay. He performed the scene in the presence of doctors, and he nailed it. Number 5. The nerds aren't the nerds. The early 2000s gave rise to geek culture, which eventually stemmed the birth of the guys on The Big Bang Theory. All 4 of them are too interested in comic books, Star Wars, and Star Trek franchises. Contrary to their characters, our favorite actors on the show were never fans of these popular franchises. Parsons openly admitted how he has never watched a single episode of Star Trek. Number 4. Kaley Cuoco's divorce. In 2013, after 3 months of dating, Cuoco was engaged to her boyfriend Ryan Sweeting, a professional tennis player, and the couple got married later that year in December. Unfortunately, it didn't last long, as after 2 years, Cuoco filed for divorce. Number 3. Kaley Cuoco's marriage. Cuoco recovered from a rough divorce and then made us realize that love can still be found. In 2017, she became engaged to her boyfriend Carl Cook, son of the billionaire Scott Cook. Cook proposed to her on her birthday, and the two tied the knot the following year in June. However, their marriage is anything but traditional, as the couple spent most of their time in different cities, living in different houses until April of 2020 when they moved in together. Number 2. No clue about Chuck Lorre. Our very own Jim Parsons had no idea who Chuck Lorre was when his agent came up to him with the audition. Lorre, the man behind 2.5 Men, was starting a new sitcom then. Parsons thought that he was Chuck Woolery, the game show host, and didn't think much of the show. Thankfully, this confusion was cleared out and Parsons played Sheldon, because we can't picture anyone else doing it. Number 1. Bialik under fire on social media. In light of the Harvey Weinstein scandal that took Hollywood by storm in 2017, Mayim Bialik wrote a piece that was published in the New York Times. Although the essay did state that nothing excuses men to harass women, she also wrote that she uses the protective measure to avoid such misconducts, such as dressing modestly. This sparked a fire on social media, accusing Bialik of blaming women for their harassment that they faced. She then quickly apologized on Twitter, clarifying her words. So what surprised you the most from this list? Do tell us in the comments below, guys.